Vision eSport. He's going to be the blue Terran player in the upper left-hand corner of the map. And in the lower left-hand corner, we have our red Protoss player from Alternate, representing Fnatic +2. It's ShoWTimE. Again, I will work on something, guys, to deal with the what am I trying to say? To deal with the barcode issues, so that you guys can actually see who it is during the game. It's not ideal. I appreciate that, and I'll try and find a workaround. If anyone has any suggestions, please feel free to suggest them. I'm more than happy to hear them. Gas first by KeeN, so very aggressive opening going to be coming out from him on Deadwing here, as he's going to be able to add on his barracks in a few moments' time as well. And this means that we're going to see a very fast factory out of him, and again, probably some kind of... I mean, again, it can be multiple different things. Hellions, Widow Mines. Widow Mine, I think Gas First Widow Mine is really, really scary to deal with as a Protoss player, because, you know, you generally don't have your detection quite that quickly. Right? You know, it's just not there quite that quickly, so it's kind of a really scary couple of moments, and you've got to be kind of perfect on your timing of pulling probes away. Not only the first time, but every time afterwards until you get detection out, which can be very annoying to deal with. So Barracks is coming in, trying to finish up here, and is actually rallied to go. Where's it rallied? Okay, just over here. I was about to say, it's like he's rallied as though his Reaper's going to scout horizontal, but of course he's not going to build a Reaper anyways. And the actual rally point was just over here. People are going to come down at the front as well right now, as this factory is on the way. First Marine coming out as well. ShoWTimE with a Zealot being made, but as he goes down to the low ground, I imagine he's going to cancel this once he sees there's no SCV there. Just going to cancel and go straight into the Nexus. That's a pretty fast Nexus from him. So Nexus on the way down. Cybernex core is up and gas is of course mining, so we're going to see Warp Gate and Mothership Core added on here in a few moments. Mothership Core first, important to get that extra energy on that, you know, as much energy as possible, because you never know when you might lose a game because you are 2 seconds away from that photon overcharge. So, Mothership Core pops out here, and we do have that starport now on the way from KeeN. It is going to be Widow Mines in the production tab from him, so again, a very aggressive opening, and ShoWTimE going to find his opponent in the first direction he scouts, of course, because he is just going to scout vertically. Cheers, mate. And he's just going to scout vertically here, and we'll get shut down though. 3 Marines on the high ground, and going to be able to pick off a probe. Oh, my housemates awesome. They just brought me some cheesy chips. What how awesome are my housemates? Alright, so, got a bit of a shock though, because he came up behind me and I couldn't hear anything, and it was like all of a sudden there was cheesy chips in my face. And my, well, got a pretty funny story from last night actually, where my housemate actually trashed the house, but we'll save that for some downtime perhaps. Robo facility on the way here from ShoWTimE, as, you know, I mean, all he's seen so far was them initial Marines, and, I mean, again, he's not seen a Reaper either, so he could start beginning to kind of put 2 and 2 together and think, well, potentially aggression. Could be gas first, so you know, ShoWTimE's a much better player than me. I don't know how well exactly he knows what 3 Marines at the top of a ramp mean at that time, but it looks as though he's been very safe. You know, he's made 2 Stalkers already, he's got a 3rd on the way. His rover facility is going to immediately make an Observer here, as Medevac comes up and joins in with this little group of units, as it's going to be Widow Mine and a Hellion load up, and they're going to go in towards the main base along with the 2nd Hellion, as these Marines are going to attack the front door and try and get a little bit of damage done on this Nexus, try and pick off a probe or 2 more than anything. ShoWTimE again, he has to kind of split his units well right now. This pylon does see that Medevac, and the Stalker's going to stick around here. This Nexus is already taking quite a lot of damage from these Marines. Foot overcharges pop though, and these Marines are going to back off. And only losing one of them here, as we actually do see the Hellions begin to come in. This Widow Mine is going to be able to burrow as well. Gonna go down before he gets a shot off. And first couple of workers going down. 3 workers killed in total. This Medevac is gonna just about be able to escape. He's gonna avoid that photon overcharge. He knows he cannot afford to take a single shot on that. Whoa, he just gets away then. And very, very close, but does make it away. And KeeN, very important to keep that alive. He has just a couple of extra barracks now. His command center is about to finish up. Did he do enough damage here? Well, I think it was okay. You know, free workers. He kept his army alive, and I think that's the most important part about this. The only thing he lost was one Widow Mine and one Marine, and having those extra Marines, having that medevac still, having the Hellions even for a little bit of map control, you know, they're all just kind of little things which, you know, over time will, you know, if an attack comes your way, they're going to be little extra things which will just help you hold on a little bit. So I think, you know, he did okay. He is 10 workers behind. I don't think he did enough to be ahead. I think ShoWTimE will take a slight advantage, but I think it's far from game over. So, gonna have this orbital here, finishing up. I'll move towards the natural in a moment or two, as the middle mine is going to be loaded up into the medevac and will be sent across the map. In fact, the first medevac has been repaired up here, and we'll actually load up 2 Hellions and 2 Marines. We'll head back towards that main base. So just again, KeeN just looking to go for some multi-pronged aggression here, try and get some damage done. So yeah. This, I don't know which medevac's going to hit first. I think they're going to hit pretty much spot on at the same time here. As we've already got 3 Stalkers positioned in the main base and 2 Stalkers in the natural. Seeing this number of Stalkers might very well just suggest to you know, tell KeeN that this is probably going to be some kind of blink play. Loses 1 Marine there but gets out. Widow Mine does actually drop here, 3 worker kills, so he's even going to be able to evacuate that. And whoa, again, very close on the medevac. But 3 worker kills for basically free. I mean, it cost him a single Marine so far. He's going to actually try and boost back in towards the main. And ShoWTimE is pretty much on top of this. And I think there's going to be 1 dead medevac here. As the medevac may escape, depends what he targets down. Okay, he's going to target down the medevac, but that might cost him a probe or 2. As 1 probe goes down and another couple will fall. 3 more kills here. So, you know, again, little bits of aggression. I mean, losing these Hellions isn't much of a big issue. You know, in the long run, you're probably not going to use them Hellions, so to get 3 more worker kills with them is kind of nice. He does see that robo facility building. Does he see the robo bay? Where's the robo bay on the natural? He doesn't quite see the robo bay just yet, but I think he can make a pretty safe assumption. He's still 1 forge, not quite the double forge. He scans now, he does actually see the robo bay, so he knows exactly what's coming his way. So KeeN is in a pretty good place in terms of knowledge of what is out on the map for his opponent, what could be coming towards him. And yeah, another medevac, another Widow Mine. As he begins to move across the map with his army. Now, he's been so aggressive with his medevacs in terms of drops that he doesn't actually have any medevacs to kind of babysit this army right now. As +1 starts up for him, Stimpak's going to finish before this army gets across the map. Again, he's just going to try and keep on the aggression here. Cannons are being added on in the mineral lines, but Widow Mine going to burrow here straight away, and probes are pulled, but ShoWTimE actually getting blocked by his cannon for a couple of seconds. We'll just pick up that 1 kill there. This medevac will go and join up with the Bioforce in the middle of the map right now, which he is actually managing to avoid an observer with, which is pretty nice. ShoWTimE pretty much in position here, though. The question is, does he have enough? Widow Mine can burrow as well. I think he should have plenty. A good split from KeeN, though, could very well make things go a little bit differently. He actually forces a cancel on his 3rd base. So I think yeah, as this Widow Mine comes back in and picks up another worker kill. I actually think, yeah, ShoWTimE was right to cancel that. I don't think he quite had enough. I think if KeeN split his units, moved forwards and targeted the Colossus, I don't think he, I think he would have probably got it. So I think ShoWTimE being very safe here, loses a few pylons, hits the supply block because of this, and will float a lot of minerals with the combination of being supply blocked and having to cancel his Nexus. And KeeN's still sitting here. He's still sitting here very aggressively and very bravely as well, because he cannot really evacuate many of these units. As he moves forwards here, let's see what he's going to try and get. He's going to maybe grab that mothership core. He'll get that, but will cost him a few units. Widow Mine goes off, and he'll pick off a couple more zealots here. But again, not too much damage being done. ShoWTimE just really needs to spend his money. He sits about 20 supply behind his opponent right now, simply because he just isn't spending that money. KeeN will start up that 3rd base, and will take the kind of bit of a better economy, bit of a better position in this game in terms of economy, as we would expect from a Terran player. 4 medevacs now. And this is a little bit more manageable for KeeN then. He's got, you know, with 4 medevacs, he can pretty much pick up everything and leave should things get a little bit dicey. Or you can do this, pick up absolutely everything, heading towards the main base and fly straight into some Stalkers. And turn around, because flying into some Stalkers is not the way to go. So, no real surprise there. Another couple of medevacs were loaded up. 2nd starport being added on, and Viking production begins here as well. As this observer just sitting around, and KeeN, you know, I wonder if he, you know, I was thinking it for a moment there. I think he was leaving that Marine there because he'd seen the observer, so he left the Marine there, and then once he had the energy to scan, he scanned. Oh, ShoWTimE, he's putting everything down towards his third base here, but guess what? Nothing's going towards his third base, it's all going towards his main. The units are starting to kind of get their way back into position, but his Colossi aren't going to be in position, and these Stalkers, they're not going to stop these Medivacs coming in this time, and this Stimmed Bio is going to do so much damage. Already we see some pylons falling, the Zealots in the front falling, a lot of gateways being empowered here, which again isn't ideal for ShoWTimE. As the Colossi finally moving forwards here, and I mean, KeeN is actually just kind of continuing to split. He's continuing to fight this. He will be able to just pick up and leave here with these units which are over here. Gets out, doesn't lose any Medivacs, and he's actually going to get the Nexus. When did he start towering this down? Splits off some units, gets the Nexus in the main base, and will lose the rest of these units here. But, wow. +2/+2 will finish up here very shortly for ShoWTimE, and that's going to be one big advantage he has right now. As we have this army actually swimming in towards the third, looking to get another kill. He's actually just going to pick off a couple of Stalkers here before backing off. He loses a Medivac in this engagement and will lose a second as the blink forwards, maybe even a third. Some Stalkers will go down because of this, but KeeN just going to split, and he will begin to fight this, but again, 2-2, not quite 2-2, but +2/+1 is better than +1/0, and ShoWTimE will take down a little bit with that. KeeN, though, I think he just has plenty back at home. He's got a big amount of bio. Once he joins everything up together, he's got some Vikings out as well, and there's not really any anti-air left. There's only 5 Stalkers and 4 sentries on the map, or all 5 Stalkers here. No, only 2 of them. So, I mean, he doesn't really have the anti-air. By the time he decides to attack, which is going to be when these Stalkers get there, more or less, and when this pylon finishes up, he gets another warp in. There's going to be another 4 Vikings on the map quite easily. Could come behind the mineral line on this third base and, you know, be a little bit aggressive and, you know, shut down a little bit of the mining here, which is nice. KeeN might just lift up and move it over to this base instead, where that harassment isn't a possibility. Single Stalker's blinked up to that high ground there. That goes down pretty quick, and Probe going down as well. Vikings finding a couple of shots onto a Colossus, but nothing too major just yet, as another pylon will get taken down. So KeeN looking pretty good here. Was that a recall? Yes, it was. All of a sudden, I was clicking over here to be like, and here's the Protoss army retreating, but no, the Protoss army has completely disappeared. So recall out of the process. He's going to lose his pylons, which is just set up, and ShoWTimE, I mean, he falls back to the third base, and again, he's got upgrades to rely on, but is it enough to overcome 40 supply of units? And again, that is pretty much, you know, it's pretty much all in army right now, as we actually have the boys being pulled. So KeeN, he's thinking it's just time to go. He thinks he's in an advantage, and I don't disagree with him. There's a lot of force field energy, though, on this army as Stalkers moving forwards. They will get a pick off here as a few units begin to stim forwards. These Stalkers starting to take a lot of damage, and these Colossi begin to be targeted. These Vikings on their own, but here we go. The rest of the units starting to make their way up here. Zealot's being warped in to kind of reinforce this, but it's just not going to be enough. The Vikings are still reigning free in the skies. They're going to take down all the Colossi. And KeeN, he set his advantage up early on. The upgrades aren't enough to save ShoWTimE here, as the Vikings will land just to add a little bit of extra DPS. And this will be a dead third base, as well as a dead Protoss army. And ShoWTimE, on a third of the supply of his opponent, will tap out of the game to give Invade